Hello, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for March. Please make sure you check your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Oh, transformation wanted to show up. Please only take the bits that do resonate with you and leave the rest behind for somebody else. I'm starting off with a couple of oracle cards just to get an overview. I'm going to be looking at all 7 chakras in your body. Every single chakra represents a certain aspect of your life, be it career, be it intimacy, be it communication, love, or even your spiritual growth. Towards the end of the reading, I will be rolling some dice to get initials and sun signs and angel numbers for you, so make sure you stick around for that. We have Psychic, number 48. This is, to a very large extent, the High Priestess for me, and almost with a touch of Pluto. Pluto has made a generational shift into Aquarius, or at least it will towards the end of the year. And this can add a very dramatic touch to our spiritual ascension, to our spiritual growth, where there could be downloads that seem incredibly powerful and almost bizarre. But we need to embrace them, we need to accept them, because that is our intuition signaling changes that could be desperately needed within a situation in your life. We have Earth, number 11. Some of you could have heavy Earth placements, but more than that, I'm getting this is about your root chakra, or at least your bottom 3. This is about your stability, your foundation. Something that needs to change from the ground up. A lot of people think that the crown chakra is your first. It's the opposite. This is your last chakra. This is your first. Information goes from the bottom up, right? You're an antenna that communicates with the universe. If your crown suggests it, that communication can be very fluid and flawless. But it has to start from here. If you don't feel secure and stable enough, your communication to source is going to be blocked. And then we have Divine Feminine, number 6. You could be a man watching this. We have feminine and masculine energies both within us, right? This is that yin and yang. But feminine energy is psychic. It is intuitive. Feminine energy prioritizes receiving downloads, receiving information, receiving love, right? But also practices empathy and compassion for self and others. So if you have been prioritizing the yang within you, regardless of your gender, if you've been taking too much action, it would be prudent for you to quiet your mind down just a little bit. All right, let's see. Your root chakra is your foundation. Like I said, this is your excuse me, connection to the earth, to Gaia. Oof, I knew something was up. This is about your stability, your family, right? Your home, your past, your security. And some of you are feeling like you don't belong somewhere. Some of you are feeling some kind of abandonment wound or abandonment trauma right here. I was talking to the air signs about our 3D reality and our 5D, right? Our 5D being our version of heaven, right? Within our subconscious mind. This is a parallel reality that we're living. There is construction happening next door. You will hear a drill. Now, that's a church, right? And there's a big ass key right there. She can grab onto it, open that door and go in, but she's choosing to stay outside. Why? Because she's functioning from a place of ego instead of her higher self. She's not really accepting those psychic truths that may be coming in towards her. She's looking at the reality of her circumstances and becoming a victim to them, right? This is not about victimization of self. This is about roaring your truth. This is about knowing what it is that you want and going after it, because you want to not glorify, but beautify not just your 3D reality, but your 5D reality as well, because that is what leads to true growth and happiness. The Wheel of Fortune, and this Wheel of Fortune has shown up for every single element group that I have read for in the root chakra. This is Jupiter, this is expansion and growth, and Jupiter is in Taurus right now. It will move into Gemini, I think, in May. With Jupiter in Taurus, this is about expanding your connection to Gaia, to the earth, taking and drawing power from that earth. This is not about physical power. I feel like we're destroying the planet, but this is not about physical resources. This is about energy. Gaia has boundless energy. The universe is abundant, right? With the star, I did have the star. I mean, I've shuffled now, but with the star that I saw at the bottom of the deck, it's almost like no wish is big enough, right? You need to delude yourself into believing and having faith that whatever it is that you desire can fall into your lap within seconds if you have enough faith. I feel like you're becoming a victim to your current reality when you can very easily change it. The universe wants that. Jupiter wants that for you. And the Three of Cups. You know, normally the Three of Cups is about your community. It's about your friendships, right? For some love readers and me, sometimes this can talk about a third party, but I don't think that's what this is. I think this is literally you, your higher self and your inner child in union. There's something here about tapping into every part of your archetype and making sure every one of those elements are happy and content and healed with the Hierophant. Again, Taurus energy. If your 3D reality isn't happy, if your 3D reality isn't making you content, there's always that parallel 5D that you can step into and beautify that. And then that in turn changes your 3D. If there are wishes and goals on your to-do list and you're too scared to make them happen for yourself, start. Take baby steps. Every day take one step towards achieving whatever that benchmark is for you. Feel like nothing is impossible. Feel like you're just looking too small. You're seeing things as too small. You need to step back and see the vista of your life. All right, let's look at your sacral chakra. This is about your resources, relationships, even your ability to recognize and attract abundance, which is so important right now. Money, desires, intimacy. It could also talk about guilt and shame. And then we have the Hermit. Everybody's bottom chakras need a little bit of work in March. I do have Justice at the bottom of the deck, which talks about balance. Now, it is possible that there has been an imbalance when it comes to your connections, when it comes to you receiving merit, right? I feel like you've been putting in a lot of work in a particular situation, but whatever you're getting as a reward doesn't justify the energy that's been put in. Work, relationships, take it how it resonates. And I feel like there's a bit of isolation now, and this isolation is not for the sake of your soul's growth, which is what the Hermit represents. I feel like this isolation is more about disappointment, and not just disappointment, it's about victimization. And I don't use that word lightly, because we all do this, right? I've victimized myself a million times, so I know what this feels like. But it's very easy to sit in that discomfort and feel sorry for ourselves, right? But I feel like your sacral chakra right now is begging you to start following your desires. And if you feel those desires cannot be reached, right? Tap into the other desires that you have. It could be anything. Maybe your desire is to be in a loving relationship and that's not working out right now. Fine. What else are you passionate about? Are you passionate about a hobby? Are you passionate about your friendships? Are you passionate about self-care? Because that energy, if it's not tapped into correctly, it's just going to waste away. So redirect your inspiration, redirect your energy to something else. Don't let it disappear. The Lovers. Some of you are saying, no, that is my desire. Love is my desire. A connection is my desire. This is what I want. I get it. But this is going to show up in your heart chakra. I'm pretty sure of it. The Strength card, Leo energy. There's something here about taming the beast within. This is something about curbing your animalistic tendencies and approaching whatever situation this is from a higher place, not from a 3D place. I feel like you're in the middle of a soup. This is a soup. And you're just swimming round and round in it, and you're not being able to get yourself out. It's like a hamster on a wheel. There has to be a redirection of this passion, of this desire. The Strength card is also the 5th house of romance, dating, yes, but also creativity, right? Ambitions, music, art. If your heart is not satisfied within whatever this is for you right now, doesn't mean it cannot be. Doesn't mean there are other things that won't make it happy. Start looking outside of this. Because if you keep sitting inside it, you're abandoning yourself. Because you're waiting for another situation or another person to open up the sacral chakra, to open up this root chakra, to get them working again. That's not going to happen. They're your chakras, they're nobody else's. And the minute we wait for external validation to come in, that's when we're giving our power away. Your bottom 3 chakras are your power. So if you're waiting for someone else to come and balance these scales, you're giving your power away. We don't want that. The solar plexus, this is your identity. This is your personality, your self-image, your confidence, your esteem, your worth, your ego. And I feel like there's a defense here. There's a constant energy of self-preservation and protection where you're having to guard yourself. I also feel like you're incredibly tired. Incredibly tired of fighting for yourself. Fighting for what you feel you deserve. But sometimes we have to realize if the universe is not bringing in what we've asked it for, it's because it doesn't belong in our life, and the universe is just saving us from future heartache. You know? You're built for bigger and better things, is what I suddenly got. I feel like you're thinking too small. You're looking at the intricacies of something and you're just trying to put out small fires one at a time, not realizing that that's not your job. There's something bigger out there for you with the 6 of Wands. This could be on the work front. It's like you're struggling to be recognized, to be seen by people who have very tiny visions of the future themselves. They're not the benchmarks that you need to impress. And even on the love front, I feel like you're trying to fight your way through this and achieve a sense of fulfillment, but whatever it is that wants to make its way to you is so much easier than that. It's almost effortless, but you're so used to fighting that if anything does seem effortless for you, you feel like it's not worthy. Put an end to this pettiness, whatever this is happening around you in your life. Put an end to that. There are bigger and better things coming in that will boost your self-esteem and your sense of self-worth and your self-concept. Let's talk about the heart chakra. I'm curious because your sacral is tied to it. This is love, right? Your openness to giving and receiving it, joy, happiness, compassion, self-care. Judgment, Scorpio energy. This is Pluto. I was talking about Pluto. This higher truth, whatever this is for you, 5 of Wands, Ace of Cups. This higher truth, whatever it is for you, is a lot deeper than you imagine. This reward that wants to come in to pacify your heart is a lot bigger than you can even imagine. For you, this Lovers and the Strength card could be the benchmark that, right, this is what I want, this is the relationship of my dreams, this is the love of my life. Not realizing that may satisfy your 3D self, but your higher self is still going to be wanting. your higher self is not going to be satisfied, because if this is a soul connection for you, it might just be a karmic connection. It might be a channel for change and nothing more. Judgment is awakening, right? It has been modernized into the card of your ex coming back, and I use it like that multiple times in my readings, but here I'm getting something completely different. This is about you coming back to yourself and you almost treasuring your higher self and your inner child, treasuring their truth over your 3D truth, over your 3D wishes. The King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. For some of you, this is literally just an earth sign who wants to come and balance the scales. I will put it like that. But you see, there's more. I can't shake that. There you are, the Queen of Wands, the Tower, and the Ten of Pentacles, with the Seven of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is not enough. It's the minor arcana of the Justice card for me, and that makes it incredibly minor. This is nothing to write home about. I feel like if you are dealing with a specific person here, they are more interested in their own stability rather than the stability of the connection or your stability. Because that stability that I'm talking about is your job, that's your business. This reciprocity, this equal give and take has to happen internally first, because I feel like some of you may have betrayed yourselves in the name of love. You may have built a home in another with the Five of Pentacles, and that's why we're in this position. Time to build that home within yourself. I don't care who this is coming in and expressing themselves. There's more that you're built for. Something bigger and brighter. Which is why the Tower and the Five of Pentacles keeps showing up. Because you may tell yourself that I'm building this house, I'm building this house. Oh, I finally have more bricks to build this house. But every time you build a row of bricks, there's an earthquake. Because the resources are not the problem. The foundation is the problem. You know? Let's look at the throat chakra. This is about your self-expression, artistic or otherwise, and this talks about your truth, your creativity, your communications, your authenticity. There you are, the King of Wands. Regardless of gender, the King of Wands is someone who's very inspired, someone who knows what they want, right? Chasing the rainbow, someone who makes a beeline for what it is that their heart desires. This is someone who is very passionate. And I don't know who got this. I think it was air signs before you who had the strength card right here in the throat chakra. And I made a joke about them roaring their truth. I can't ignore that lion right there. Right? You don't have to be a Leo. You could be an Aries or a Sag. But there's something here about roaring your truth only once you are sure about it. Right? The boy that cried wolf. You need to make sure there's actually a wolf there before you start shouting about it. The Seven of Pentacles. Divine timing. And the Nine of Wands. I was talking about barking up the wrong tree. I don't know if it was with you or it was with somebody else, but you see that insight, that clarity and that truth. Wait. Give yourself a little bit of time to realize what this passion is. I was talking about channeling that passion correctly and that inspiration correctly. Sometimes when we have a lot of leftover energy, we put it into people, places, and situations just because we're afraid of that energy burning out and going to waste. But that energy is precious. It is so precious. And if it's not channeled correctly, you are just going to be investing in the wrong situations. And once you're planting dormant seeds, you're going to keep watering and fertilizing them, but nothing's going to grow. Right? So what is this wand for you? What is that inspiration for you? Write it down. It's very important that you write it down. Mercury is entering Aries on the 10th of March, and this is going to spark conversations that can be pretty heated, but it can also spark conversations that are highly autonomous, right? We do have an eclipse happening in Libra on the 25th of March, and this again is going to shine a light on disbalanced relationships and prioritizing one's independence. So for some of you, this could even be disengaging from a particular company and starting something brand new for yourself, right? Where you feel like your talents and skills are being wasted. And again, when it comes to love, this could be you communicating your truth that I'm sick of fighting for something that is never going to give me what I want. Realizing what that something is. Realizing what your 10 of Cups is. Realizing what your 2 of Cups is. Maybe the definition of those cups has been completely wrong for you all this while, and this divine feminine and psychic is begging you to quiet your mind and listen to them so they can give you that blueprint that's for your highest good. Meditation for some of you could be very important. Now we're talking about the third eye chakra. This is your inner wisdom, receiving and following guidance, your intuition and your ideals. Slow and steady wins the race. And if you're not a highly spiritual person, whatever I'm saying right here could be very triggering. It could be borderline irritating, right? Because when we haven't awakened to all of our psychic and spiritual gifts, conversations like these can be very vague. Because we're so used to talking about our 3D reality, right? No one really pays attention to the 5D because you can't see it. But if you open yourself up, you can feel it. And that is the most magical experience. When your 3D reality is absolute shit, but your 5D is glorious. That is when you can be happy, even in mud, in muck. There is a slowness here, but I don't mind it. Because there is a diligence here as well. And there we are. A part of you agrees with me. A part of you agrees that there is a channel within you that has to be opened up to receive this guidance before you can move full steam ahead. And the King of Swords. And this is very closely tied to your intuition. I know the King of Swords is not a very intuitive energy, but it is the energy of the mind. It is the energy of that third eye. It rules the nervous system, right? It rules your skin even. It's about a sixth sense that dawns upon you, a sixth sense that you should start trusting. I have the 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the 7 of Wands and the Hanged Man and Temperance. It's like you've learned how to say no thank you. You see that solar plexus shining, right? There is something here about saying no thank you, about redefining your framework of life, redefining your blueprint, redefining the benchmarks, redefining the connections that you have around you. There is a surety here that I'm absolutely loving, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a little bit of time. You need to work on your chakras, bottom to the top. Think of it like a pipe, right? You need to start from the bottom and keep cleaning it. That is when we can move full steam ahead towards your happiness, towards your joy. That's the heart chakra shining now. This is Venus in Pisces, and Venus is moving into Pisces on the 11th of March. I feel like life is going to get a whole lot easier for you around that time. Because Pisces is, Saturn is in Pisces right now, and that can make it difficult for us to tap into our spiritual gifts. It can make conversations like these highly boring. Because that's what Saturn does. It throws challenges our way. But then when Saturn and Venus will be conjuncting on the 21st, just before the spring or the fall equinox, depending on where you are on the planet, this is going to help us draw boundaries and focus on that equality and remove ourselves from situations that are not conducive to our growth, are not conducive to that balance, that leave us empty and drained, right? That is when you're going to have this power and this energy to move towards your wishes and your goals and your dreams before you can hope for the 10 of Cups. Because if you jump from the 8 of Cups to the 10 of Cups, you end up being in a codependent relationship because you're waiting for somebody else to do the work for you, to make you happy, instead of hitting this 9 of Cups that is going to help you create magic for yourself, within yourself. There's going to be a peace, a sense of calm that comes in that's going to give you the boost to finally take that leap towards what it is that you want, because you're finally going to know what you want. Your definition is going to change. Your definition of love is going to change. Your definition of this Ace of Cups is going to change. The 9 of Cups with the Ace of Cups forms the 10 of Cups. Do you see how powerful that is? Only once you learn how to say no to the wrong energies. Wow. The more love you put into yourself, the more you will magnetize into your life. Remember that. The more empty and void you feel, the more you victimize yourself, the more people you will magnetize into your life who need healing, who are empty and broken themselves. We do not need to work towards the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. That's the universe's job. That last Ace of Cups or Pentacles is handed as a reward once you hit the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. Remember that. This is not selfish. This is self-love, which is so important, which a lot of us forget. All right, we have Pisces. I spoke about Pisces at length with Saturn and Venus being there. Pay attention to the 21st and the 11th of March, right? These 2 days are going to be very important when it comes to our worth and values within connections. And you could have Pisces heavily in your chart. You could be dealing with somebody who does. Doesn't have to be. We have the moon. Now we have a new moon in Pisces again on the 10th of March. Another important date about planting new seeds of intention. We also have a full moon eclipse on the 25th in Libra. This is where those changes will happen in relationships and in equality. But they have to start internally first. And then we have number 2. You could be seeing 222 a lot. This talks about alignment, being in the right place at the right time. Everything is happening for a reason. And life is happening for us, not to us, right? Learn to differentiate between fearing your fate and creating your destiny. They're one and the same thing. All right, let's get you some initials to close this off. We have the letters L, P, F, G, J, G again, and the letter R. These could be your initials. They could be the initials of someone you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be. Just a special mention for those of you who've seen your initials here today. All right, fire signs, that was it. I hope this helped. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.